For book reviews, I almost always use the carousel section because it's a really nice way to display them that's very easy to update if you have more reviews come in on your book. So I've created a little mock carousel section, and I'm going to walk you through how to edit the different parts of it. So first, I want to differentiate between the edit section and edit content options. So if you hover over the section, these are going to come up. If you click to edit this section, it's going to take you into essentially the background details. So the section divider, the background colors, etc., which are covered in a different video. But if you want to edit any of this information, you can't click on it directly. Instead, you're going to click on the Edit Content button, and that's going to open up a little edit box here. So first, based on how your reviews have been set up, all of these settings are already how they should be. There are other options that might not be used. For instance, you can add a button, an image, etc. So depending on how your reviews are set up, some of these will be on and some will be off. And then if you go to the Content tab, this is where you can change the text. So here you have the title. So if you want to change what this says, if you want to change the alignment, you do this here. And then if you go back, you're going to see the individual items. And so these have two parts. The title is where the actual review is usually placed, because this is what appears at the top of the card. And so this is where the review is. It doesn't matter how long it is. It can go longer than this blank. You'll just have to scroll to see the whole thing. And then the description is typically where the name, and if there's a star ranking, the star ranking can also go. If you want to add any new items, you can just click Add, and then type in the new review and the new name. Likewise, if you want to get rid of any, there's a little delete icon. And then if you ever want to rearrange the order, you can just click on these little dots here and just drag and drop. If you ever want to jump into the nitty-gritty of how these are laid out, you have a lot of options you can play with here. This is going to be the number of columns, for instance, if you want to see more reviews at a time. Infinite scroll allows you to just continue scrolling in a loop. Show adjacent slides is if you want to see a hint of the next cards. You also have some style options, so if you want to adjust the title or description sizes at any point. Card is going to be the background coloring, and you can adjust the card if you want more or less space. Then we get down to arrows, which are these buttons here that allow you to scroll. So you can turn them off if you want. You can change where they exist. And then if we hop back to size and space, and so this will let you adjust how much space is between items here. So for instance, if you want the content to be more narrow, you could also increase space between these guys. You can increase space between the slides. Vertical padding is how much space is above and below. And then position is going to be how they align the cards. So for instance, you'll see this card doesn't have as much text. And so right now I have the cards set to all be equal height. But if you don't want to do that, you could do something like this, where they align with the top. They could align in the middle, or again, if you want them to all be the same. So there are a lot of little spacing options in here if you ever want to go in and play around. But for the most part, and this is the reason again that I like using this block for book reviews, the only changes you'll usually be making is if you need to adjust any of the reviews, or if you get a new review and you want to go ahead and add it in. That's nice and simple. You can just copy paste the new information here and it'll automatically put it into rotation.